What's poppin', guys? We are here for the final team builder of the MBL. Here to talk about our finals team. I got with me my buddy Joey. Say hello, my friend. This is it, man. This is the last one we got.
Yep. Yeah. What's up, guys? You got PokeaimMD here, and we're here. We made it to the finals. We beat Jamie's round 1. We beat Cyberbaz in the semis, and now we did fighting Dreamball again in the finals. So.
It's pretty exciting, dude. I'm pretty excited.
I'm pretty hyped, dude. I'm pretty hyped. We're about to play soon. I'm super hyped. Yeah. Straight up. And I think our team, honestly, like Emvee said it best when we were talking. He's like, I really felt like we, in this team builder specifically, we brought out what our team is supposed to be. Like, what was the exact words you said? I definitely worded it wrong.
We brought out, I believe we're bringing out the
full potential of our team?
Full potential of our team,
or something
exactly.
Like that?
Yeah.
It was something like that, yeah. It's
I don't have the mods nicknamed here, by the way. Should I nickname them right now?
I'm gonna do that. That's fine.
Drapey.
You gonna nickname them as we're recording it?
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Trap card, shiny. You made all the mons shiny and stuff like how they're supposed to be, right?
Oh yeah, like in the actual game, of course.
All right, cool. But yeah, guys, this is gonna be fun. Oh man, honestly, I'm so excited. Like, I feel like the trades were so big for this too. Like, I don't think we would have made it this far with Malamar plus Licky and even Mega Garchomp. I don't think Mega Garchomp actually, because we wouldn't have had like a Choice Scarf Dragon versus the Jamies or like things like that. But yeah, guys, I'm so excited for the finals, and we actually kind of try-harded it too. I want to say we have a pace bin here with every single one of their teams.
Yeah, we scouted so hard. We actually we went through each and every one of their team builders, copied down their mons, their sets and everything, put them all together, and we were like, okay, so these are the most common sets they brought. They brought this set, this set, this set.
They literally brought like a Z move on Heron all of the weeks except for like I think 1 or 2.
Yeah.
They used Sparkle after that. Like, that's something we paid attention to. Things they use Minimize Drift Blim with Baton Pass, Calm Mind Baton Pass. Actually, Minimize plays a role. If you guys, I think they're looking at Drapion right now, right?
Yeah, it's on the screen right now. The first Pokemon here.
Okay, this set is fire, guys. This set is fire. So originally, when we first drafted Drapion, I told Emvee, and this was before we were fighting Jamie's. Like, I see ways that we can break through, like Dreamball, right? One thing is we could bring like ICMZ Drapion, right?
Yeah.
Another way would be, we were also talking about Calm Mind, Comfy next to Follow Me, Alolan Raichu. That was another thing that we were thinking about going, but we decided that since it worked so well versus the Jamies, and we couldn't do it versus Cyberbaz because of just the team they had, we thought that Toxic Spikes would be really cool in this match, especially because it might not be something they expect, seeing as how they have a Misty Terrain Mon being able to deal with our Toxic Spikes. So this Drapion is a really cool set, and you see it does have the ability Kenai. That is not a mistake, because even though Kenai is typically not seen in competitive, well, I guess except your Skarmory and Gen 3 OU, because you have no other good ability on it. But it's this Pokemon's accuracy cannot be lowered, which is smart for Muddy Water. And the other thing is, ignores their evasiveness stat, which means that a +3 Drift Blim's Minimize, and I think +3 is the maximum you can go with Minimize. That's the max evasion you can have.
Yeah, you can use it only like 3 times, right? I think.
Yeah, you can use it again, but it won't boost your stats,
yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. That means a Minimized Drift Blim, we don't care about. We will always hit. On top of that, we have Toxic, and Toxic, when you're a Poison type, always lands. Does not miss. So
I thought that was a really cool mechanic. Like, actually, like, I don't know, I never knew about that. The Toxic on a Toxic type Pokemon like never misses at all.
I didn't know about that. That's my favorite Pokemon to use Toxic with, bro. It's actually amazing. Like, and this set is so cool too. And we were thinking about Tectonic Rage Drapion. That's actually something that I mentioned to Wolf of us bringing versus Cyberbaz, and I literally only told him that because I wanted him to be in a position where if it's Drapion versus Heatran, he will protect. So, you know, a little bit of a bluff
right there.
Call us
bluff gods.
Yeah, I let him know because Wolf is so cool, and so is Marcus as well. But me and Wolf, we've been like uploading our battles on Enlisted, showing each other early and whatnot. So yeah, this set is so cool because our team is designed around pressure stalling our opponent. 1,000 Arrows, if you guys didn't know, has 16 PP. But when you use 1,000 Arrows and Suicune and Kyurem are both out, Zygarde loses 3 PP per turn because it loses 1 additional point for Suicune and 1 additional point for Kyurem. Whether we protect, whether we're behind a sub or whatnot, So that means Zygarde only has 6,000 arrows if both Suicune and Kyurem are out on the field.
Which is crazy because we can actually like stall out PP extremely fast. Like for like the Pokemon that really require their moves a lot, this is like going to be such a useful strategy.
Exactly, and like we actually have the list of PP right here of like important moves like T-Bolt, Moonblast, 1,000 Arrows, Muddy Water, Heat Wave, Low Kick, Knockoff, Iron Head, Side Shock, and Flash Cannon. We have the list of them, we have how much PP they have, and we know they're all half. And those are important because, as you guys will keep seeing, I'm sorry that this is going to be a longer team builder, but we are really, really prepared for this game. Like we feel really confident and really prepared for this. Anyway, Toxic is there because if Zapdos is on a timer, Suicune can just beat their entire team. Like Suicune can actually beat their entire team, as you guys will see. Knockoff is there to help us with like maybe Ipapa berries or
just getting our leftovers. Yeah, exactly. Anything that like kind of helps them in terms of recovery or anything.
Exactly.
Just items in general. Maybe like
it also does. Yep, exactly. It also does chip damage to Heatran. Even if it's Z move, it does the chip damage that we need for Kyurem to always knock it out with Earth Power with our EV spread, and we'll go on to that later. Toxic Spikes are pretty important, but it might be a little bit hard for them to work since we do have to waste 5 turns because of Misty Terrain. But we figured Toxic plus Toxic Spikes was really good because if we do end up getting them up, we'll be able to wear down Zygarde, Scrafty, Mega Absol, Electivire, Pokemon like that. So, and then Protect is there with the Focus Sash because we want to guarantee that we can take, for example, with this EV spread, Drapion takes 1 Gigavolt Havoc from Zapdos through Protect and a Thunderbolt after. So that's pretty big because that allows us to get off a Toxic and a Toxic Spikes. Now, I talked about, you know, getting up the Toxic Spikes and whatnot and how we're going to try it, but why don't you go ahead and show them how we're going to do that, Emvee?
All right, so here's what we got. Our next Pokemon is going to be Comfey. So these two are actually going to be the lead, or what we're planning on being the lead. Drapion plus Comfey here. So we're gonna, of course, we have Fling plus King's Rock. That's one of the big things that this has. And plus, like, it doesn't have to be used as a lead move, like in terms of fake out and stuff. We're planning on trying to go for Fling on the Zapdos and Toxic that as soon as possible because Zapdos is, of course, the only Pokemon immune to it's immune to like T-Spikes firstly, and it's a problem for Suicune. So if we get that poison, it's gonna be so nice. And we actually have Grassy Terrain, which is going to be able to switch up the terrains from Misty Terrain to Grassy Terrain, get Pokemon poison like Finny, for instance, any Pokemon that tries to come in. Helps us out, pressures them a lot with T-Spikes, and I'm really excited to try this out with Drapion here because like you wouldn't expect bringing T-Spikes versus like a team with Misty Terrain, but we have ways of dealing with that now with the Grassy Terrain here. We have Floral Healing, which is pretty useful, I guess.
Boosted because of Grassy Terrain as well.
Yeah, exactly. Boosted because of Grassy Terrain. And that could be pretty useful in terms of like healing up Drapion, maybe trying to get up an extra T-Spike or toxicking another Pokemon. And Draining Kiss is cool, maybe versus like Mega Absol, which I guess could be a potential problem to like Toxic Spike and stuff because it bounces it back. I'm pretty sure Draining Kiss is a 2-hit KO on that, so we could like protect with like Drapion and go for like Draining Kiss or something. So I'm hoping that, you know, that puts in a lot of work there. I think I'm pretty sure what you told me, right? It takes like a Gigavolt Havoc from Zapdos.
Yep, EV spreads are right down there with Comfey, right on the chat. The first thing.
Yeah, so it does take a Gigavolt Havoc. If it's Timid Nature, then you know, it's not gonna be able to knock it out with Gigavolt Havoc. Or if it's a plus Special Attack Nature, there's like a slight chance, but it's in our favor.
Yeah, it's 43% chance to OHKO, but the thing is, if it's modest, max special attack, we're faster, and we get off the Fling Flinch, which is pretty cool immediately. And unfortunately, Grassy Terrain is not powered up by Triage, so it's not priority, which is why we had to go max speed.
Yeah, we had to go max speed so we can be faster. Plus, like for the Fling as well, that's not a priority move for Triage.
Exactly.
So we will be able to get that fast.
Faster than everything on their team.
Right. I mean, it does speed tie Zapdos, but besides that, it's going to be faster than everything else, I think, right?
Exactly, and Draining Kiss has the same priority as Fake Out, and because we are faster than Scrafty, we can actually get off a Draining Kiss before it fakes us out. And Draining Kiss does like half almost to Scrafty. If they run a Assault Vest, it does a little bit less, but they can't really touch us. At the same time, we're recovering HP.
Yeah, I guess another Pokemon that's faster is like what, Mega Absol. I don't know if they'd keep like Iron Tail on it for
Comfey, but even then it wouldn't like OHKO.
Yeah, it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
And plus we have Intimidate. Like Comfey's on the opposite side of Arcanine, so that's pretty big as well. Like having that Intimidate shuffle is pretty cool. Another thing that Comfey ends up taking with this EV spread is that modest Heatran's Flash Cannon only does 86 to 101, so it's only a 12% chance to KO. And obviously we're expecting them to bring Z Heatran like they've been doing, and it's really good anyway. They should bring Z Heatran.
Yeah, either Z Heatran or another option, I guess, could be Shucka Berry, potentially to take hits from like Mamoswine and from Kyurem's Earth Power.
Which is why Knock is so good.
Right, exactly why Knockoff is so great, to get rid of that berry. So that's just another option there that we have.
Yeah, and the thing about Grassy Terrain is it obviously weakens our Earthquake, which is fine. It doesn't weaken Earth Power though, which is good. It doesn't weaken Earth Power. Unfortunately, it also doesn't weaken Thousand Arrows.
That would have been so nice.
Yeah, but like at the same time, we feel like we're good versus Heatran, and like I said, the knockoff damage from Drapion is enough to let Kyurem knock it out. So you should actually also talk about the Mamoswine set, since you were the one who made the Eevee spread.
Yeah, sure. We'll talk about that. So this is a Mamoswine that we're bringing. Assault Vest Mamoswine we figured was just really great versus their team. Because firstly, I mean, it deals really well with Zapdos. It takes hits from Zapdos, as well as their potential Electivire, which could be special attacking. We're thinking that if they bring that, it would be maybe some kind of Follow Me set with, I don't know, like what, Flamethrower or something?
Yeah, Flamethrower can be Wild Charge.
Yeah, it could even be physical or something, but I mean, like Mamoswine just takes it really well. And it can take hits from Heatran as well. With this Eevee spread we have here, I did do a calc, and we can actually take a Corkscrew Crash Heatran. I think even like if it's Modest Nature, we can take that, and it won't even knock us out.
Yeah, Modest is roll, Timid doesn't knock us out.
Okay, yeah. So as well as like, because we're running a really bulky set and we don't have much speed, Bronzong's like Gyro Ball or something won't even be able to knock us out. It'll do like very little damage. Tapu Finney's Muddy Water, we can eat that up as well. And it's just a really nice set versus them. With Icicle Spear we're running because we don't want to miss firstly. Secondly, it just breaks like substitutes. It can
smack Zygarde, dude. It smacks Zygarde.
Destroys Zygarde, yeah.
Why is it doing so much with little attack investment, man?
Dude, Mamoswine's a bulky Pokemon, but it hits so hard.
And, exactly.
And Earthquake. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was going to say that Icicle Spear is a pretty cool move. I mean, I guess people would know this with spread move or with multi-hit moves, but the chance to do 2 and 3 hits is 33%, if I'm not mistaken. 33% or 30%. I think it's 33%.
Yeah.
Because it used to be 37%, but then it went down, I think, to 33%. And the chance to hit 4 and 5 are both 16%. So, like, either way, the guaranteed 2 turns is already way over half to Zygarde to always put it in range of Ice Shard.
Right.
So, and Mamoswine takes 1,000 Arrows. It also takes Superpower from Mega Absol.
Takes a Superpower from Mega Absol. At +1, like a +1 1,000 Arrows from Zygarde with Adamant Nature, we can not get 2 KO'd. Yeah, it's less than half with the 252 HP, 12 defense. We'll be able to take that. And other than that, I think those are like the main calcs that I did for this set.
Check Zapdos too.
Yeah, check Zapdos really well. Which is why we have it, because like one of our major Pokemon that we're going to be using to pressure stall is Suicune, and it does of course have trouble versus Zapdos, so having like Pokemon for that is going to be really useful overall.
Zapdos only has 12 T-Bolts versus Suicune though. That's one thing to note.
Oh,
only
right.
12. So we can, with the set we have, it'll be pretty cool. And Knockoff is there for Bronzong. Even if it's Weakness Policy, which is something that I like to run, I'm not as worried about that when we have like Arcanine next to Mamoswine or like Drapion. Like, I mean, Bronzong being weakened or Bronzong being gone is so good for Kyurem as well.
Right.
So, also one thing I think is pretty cool with Grassy Terrain is the fact that we'll be able to find out if Bronzong is Levitate or not. Now you might be saying, well, why the hell wouldn't they bring Levitate Bronzong? Isn't that smart? Yeah. But versus the Lanner's Eye team on Wii Disney, they brought Heavy Metal, which was also smart because it couldn't be Sky Dropped. So that was also smart. But at the same time, you know, they used Fisher. Like, imagine they ever clicked it versus Bronzong, like it would have gone down.
Yeah, but so, you naturally assume that it's Levitate.
No, it's a smart assumption. Yeah, it's a smart assumption. And we're gonna assume it's Levitate too. But if we're able to get off some damage and then we see it recovering a little bit with Grassy Terrain, we're like, why are you on the floor, bro? And that means that we can hit it with Earthquake as well as Earth Power from Kyurem.
Exactly. That's another good thing to note. Yeah, good point. Good point. All right.
Yeah. Though Grassy Terrain, of course, does weaken our own Earthquake. Again.
Yeah, it does. Like, the only thing we're really wanting to click Earthquake on is what? Just the Heatran and maybe the Evire?
Even then, like, Heatran's not even... Like, Mamoswine isn't even there specifically for Heatran. Like, Suicune takes on any variation of Heatran, even Bloom Doom, because we can protect. And after that, although it will do a decent chunk because of Grassy Terrain, at the same time, Grassy Terrain is going to give us double leftovers that turn. and then they can't go for their solar beam after. So
and we could even sub too, because we're gonna be faster than Heatran anyways, right? So
exactly. Yep, exactly. And they could bring something like something they did with Sunny Day Bronzong, with maybe Solar Beam Heatran, which would be a pretty cool thing. But like Arcanine does not care about that.
Yeah, like we definitely have to bring Arcanine for Pokemon such as Bronzong, Heatran, and things like that. I mean, even though we can't really like beat Heatran with a super effective move, we have Snarl, which literally like weakens them.
Yep.
You know, why don't you talk about this actually? Because you know this is Jackie.
All right, so yeah, this is on my side. So this Arcanine, it was EV to outspeed Modest Heatran. And it was also EV to outspeed a timid Heatran, which speed creeps Adamant and Buzzwole by 1 point. Now, you might say that's a little bit, you know, what the hell did you just say to me? Well, the thing is, Buzzwole put in a lot of work versus them the first time we played in the beginning of the season. Secondly, Jolly Buzzwole outspeeds timid Heatran. So I think that if they wanted a benchmark with Heatran that wasn't max speed, it would be 1 point faster than Adamant Buzzwole, because that ensures that we outspeed that. And our Arcanine outspeeds that. Pasture Berry helps us out versus Tapu Fini, as well as Zapdos, because we get the Snarl off, and then Hydro Vortex, for example, does less than half to our Arcanine with the Pasture Berry intact, and then obviously Snarling and Morning Sun will be able to deal with that. And the important part about Snarl is just letting Suicune be able to set up. It basically just makes it a giant threat, and we just went max HP and the rest was into to death. Intimidate's really nice. Helping us pivot in on Scrafty, Morning Sun for recovery, and then Flamethrower guaranteed 2-hit KOs Mega Absol, which is something that Intimidate also helps with. So that's, again, something that we wanted to be able to do versus them.
It's great because, like, Snarl will prevent, like, for instance, maybe Calm Mind Tapu Fini from setting up, which is so, like, it could be, like, a little bit annoying if we're trying to stall it out and with, like, Suicune or something. It just keeps it under control, I guess, and it's so great.
It only has 12 Moonblasts though, and we got both Suicune and Kiramas to deal with. So
exactly, and it helps us out like to set up subs a lot easier. Like for instance, switching in Arcanine, getting an Intimidate on something like Scrafty when it goes for knockoff on maybe Suicune or something allows it to allows Suicune to retain its substitute and not get broken with that Intimidate. So we can like try some different like strategies and tactics in terms of like lowering damage output.
Exactly. And again, another thing I want to know is about the 1,000 Arrows thing. The only reason that one is affected by both pressures because it's hitting both Pokemon, whether it's through Protect or a sub. So, unfortunately, let's say my opponent goes for Moonblast on Suicune and Kiraman is also out in the field. Unfortunately, they only lose 3 PP from that move, but it's still pretty cool, the fact that they're losing 2 from it. But yeah, I really thought this Arcanine would help basically support the team. We're setting up for these guys. And even if we don't get up T-Spikes, it'll be a little bit harder, but it's still possible for Suicune just to solo on its own. Like, it's just that good of a Pokemon.
Exactly, yep. All right, let's talk
about the Suicune since we've been hyping it up so much?
This is the Suicune. So the last 2 Pokemon here are what should hopefully, you know, secure us the win once we set up with our other Pokemon, with our T-Spikes, with Snarling, with Comfey, everything just, it all adds up to this here. So we got Suicune, which is max speed. Like we said before, we want to run as much speed as possible so that we can get off those subs first and just be able to you know, pretty much just pressure stall their like all of their PP. And we have like Calm Mind so that we can set up with sub and protect. That it's a pretty like common, I'm sure like this is a common
this is Vincoon. This is
Vincoon, yeah, exactly. So this is cool. This is great because like, okay, so let me go over some calcs, I guess, real quick.
EV spread is right here if you want.
Yeah, EV spread.
Like, literally.
Yeah, so Zapdos is T-Bolt, right? Zapdos is T-Bolt at +1. Does it's a 1.6% chance to 2-hit KO. So it does 45.5 to 53.6
after leftovers, which is zero after Protect.
Yeah, exactly. Because leftovers plus Protect, it turns like whatever would be like really close to 2-hit KOs to 3-hit KOs. Tapu Fini's Moonblast at +1 versus +1 Suicune. Max special attack Tapu Fini. It like we can sub and it doesn't even break.
Exactly, yeah, it doesn't break. Yeah, and again, the calc he did was modest max special attack Zapdos, by the way.
Right.
So I made it, and that's why we don't have just max HP. I made it so like the damage output was I think like 2-3% lower. Before it was like a 12%, and now it's down to 1.6%. Heatran is also another one.
Heatran's Earth Power. That
versus regular Suicune. That's modest Earth Power.
unboosted Suicune, modest Trans Earth Power. That is possible 5-hit KO.
Yep, 23 to 27%. So at +1, it never breaks a sub, but it does at what's it called? It breaks the sub sometimes, but at +1 it never breaks.
Yeah, at +1 it never breaks. Yeah, exactly.
Scrafty never breaks it with Intimidate ever. Zygarde, a max attack adamant one, which is something they've been using a lot. It does 22 to 26%, so with Intimidate it never does. And yeah, like it just makes Suicune so much of a threat versus them. And like Sub Calm Mind Protect, anybody who's played OU knows how much of a threat this mon is. And we figured if we paired it next to Kyurem, the pressure, the literal pressure is on.
The literal pressure
is on because like you got to deal with a Suicune and you got to deal with our Kyurem as well, which is really, really solid versus them too. Do you want me to talk about Kyurem?
Yeah, we can talk about Kyurem here. You can talk about him.
All right, so this Kyurem set, it's pretty cool. As you see, we do have Misty Seed, which does give us the Spadef boost if they have up the Misty Terrain. So that's pretty cool for taking on Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini only does like 30 to 37%, I believe. Moonblast. Sub Roost is the goal of this Kyurem. We're fast and everything. We're not threatened by Zapdos. Actually, with the 84 Spadef, 116 HP, spread move Zapdos, modest max special attack Heat Wave, never breaks the sub, ever, unless it crits. The 56 special attack ensure that we pick up a KO on 0 bulk Heatran, which I don't expect them to bring. I expect them to bring a bulky type of Heatran, maybe some sort of HP. And if that's the case, Drapion's knockoff plus Earth Power knocks that out. Glaciate is nice because it lowers the speed of our opponent, which is really nice for its partner, Suicune. And again, the double pressure stall is real there. Glaciate's cool too if they use like Follow Me, Electivire with Zapdos, because we can hit both of them. We do, to max HP Zapdos, we do about half. So if it is poisoned, it is a 2-hit KO.
Right.
With Glaciate, unless they're running like a good amount of Spadef, which they very well could be. But like the important part is Zapdos doesn't break our sub anyway. And sub on 2 mons is really cool as well because if they want to bring the Tailwind option out, Kyurem is really nice versus that.
And like the good thing is that they don't have any sort of wide guard or anything, so we can freely just click, Snarl when we want to, Glaciate when we want to, Earthquake, because they don't have any wide guard with their team, as opposed to, of course, last week with the chance of the Mega Aerodactyl going for that wide guard. Exactly. So this time we don't have to be afraid of that. And just the speed control plus like the lowering special attack, that kind of control is just so nice in terms of letting us get up faster subs and just keeping our subs intact.
Exactly. Another thing we're thinking about was Ghostly MZ, because Ghostly MZ Shadow Ball to max HP Bronzong actually has a chance to knock it out if we're max special attack. But we figured Earth Power is just smarter to obviously deal with Electivire and Heatran.
Right.
Heatran being a big one. We wanted both sides to be able to deal with Heatran, and this side struggled a little bit more than the other one because the other side obviously had Mamoswine and Suicune, whereas this side had a Snarling Arcanine, which we could beat Heatran passively. That's not a problem at all. And Snarling, just every bit of chip damage matters so much on that mon. And they do have double steal, so it helps us out versus one of their steals. And the other one, if it's not running Earth Power, if it's not running Levitate, obviously.
Yeah, if they bring like Gyro Ball with Bronzong, that's gonna get stalled down really quickly. If they bring Iron Head, I mean, it'll take
they have 4.
Yeah, that's only
Iron Head has 24 BB, so it's 12. But like they also have to try and break Kyurem sub while Suicune is scalding at their face. So just remember that, like, if we burn, it's fine. And the great thing about the Spadef as well and the Misty Seed is if they do bring that weakness policy Bronzong that they've been liking so much, the Spadef just helps us take it on.
Right.
Plus we have Snarl as well.
Yeah, we have Snarl.
Arcanine can always come out. Like Kyurem, I feel like Suicune is a Pokemon that won't switch out. Like when it comes in, it more than likely won't switch out, right? But Kyurem is a Pokemon that can pivot back and forth between Arcanine, and Arcanine helps out Suicune, helps its sub not be broken, and it also helps out, Kyurem not go down to fighting type attacks.
Yeah, keep in mind during week 1, we ended off with the Suicune on my side versus the Bronzong. So right now, once again, we're gonna come back with Suicune on my side, hopefully, and see if we can win, right? Exactly.
Yeah, I definitely like our prep a lot. A lot of this was inspired at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was going to sleep, or I was just hunting to sleep, and my eyes like opened up, and I went on my phone and I built a rough draft on my phone, and I was like, Emvee, I know you're sleeping, but look at this one in the morning. What do you think about this? He's like, hold up, this is kind of fire. Like I didn't fill in everything, but I showed like some sets. I saw Toxipus T-Spike, I showed Grassy Terrain, I showed like these. I think this 6 is the best possible 6 we have. And then we have Buzzwole and Raichu in the back to kind of scare away Absol.
Yeah, they're not on the team builder, but we are planning on keeping, yeah, exactly, Buzzwole and Raichu. I don't know if like Raichu scares away Absol, but Buzzwole definitely does. Raichu's just great because
Raichu more so it's just fake out. So
yeah, just like for fake out and stuff, so they can.
We don't think they expect playing King's Rock because it always flinches. I wouldn't expect that. Would you expect it on Kong?
No, dude, not at all.
I don't know. I really like our team.
I like it a lot. I think we also had I think at one point we had Icium on Kyurem as well, just for like a singular attack.
Yeah, we had Icium.
Yeah, but I think
we decided
Misty Seed, yeah, just for the bulk. It just gives us more bulk, and I think like overall this really brings out the colors of our team, the best of our team.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Like I would have loved to bring Buzzwole, but I just think they're gonna be ready for it, man. Like week 1 was different. We caught them with the Poison Z. But like now it's like,
yeah, like once you get surprised with Buzzwole and stuff, I guess you can probably prepare for it a bit better. So
we could have used a fat one with like lunge, sub lunge, if it could deal with.
Probably, but like its Spadef is pretty bad, so it would just die from a Moonblast if we don't run like AV or something, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Buzzwole could have been cool, but I think if we're running a fat one, like we have to run more speed. We definitely would have to run speed in order for us to because they're probably gonna watch out more for Buzzwole now and probably benchmark that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nice.
But that's gonna be the team builder. So you got anything else to say about our team here? I think we're pretty prepped, and I think our match is gonna be starting pretty soon now.
Yeah, it is. I just asked Wolf right now if he made it. If Marcus made it to his house, and Wolf was actually typing, I think, to me that Marcus made it to his house immediately as I asked him. So
you guys
I think we'll be playing really soon.
Nice. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you guys check out the battle that's going up on Joey's channel tomorrow. It's gonna be the final battle, so make sure you all are there tomorrow at 24 hours from this video, 3 p.m. Eastern time. I think that's gonna be the exact same as every other week. And yeah, check out Marcus, check out Wolfie, check out their channel or Wolf, and that's about it. So yeah, I'm excited, dude. Hopefully we can make it. I mean, we made it to the finals, so that's itself is an accomplishment for the MBL. But if we could actually win, then I'm gonna be like, it's gonna be so happy, dude. I'll be so happy.
I'll be really happy about it. I feel like we really started to prove ourselves in these final games. So yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Team Scald.
Yep, let's go Team Scald. Team not Scald. We're Team Scald, but we're not Scald.
Yeah, whatever you want to call us, I don't care.
Whatever you want to call us.
We're Team Scald in our hearts.
In
our hearts, we are Team Scald.
All right, later, guys. Peace.
Me.